Okay, hello, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how, given a point on a graph and the slope of that graph, you are able to find the equation of the graph, and then you can actually graph that line. So let's begin. So the goal of this is to get the equation in a slope-intercept form, which looks a little bit like this. So that is what slope-intercept form looks like. Y equals mx plus b. You've probably seen it everywhere. It's one of the more common equations, if not the most common equation, when it comes to graphs. So how do we get there? Well, you get there by actually starting with the point-slope form. There is point-slope form, and it is now time to plug in the numbers given into that equation. Now, which numbers are we going to be getting? Well, the numbers we're going to be grabbing are y1, m, and x1. Now, where do they come from? Let's start with x1 and y1. They come from the point right here. So x1 is going to be right here, and y1 is going to be right here. X and y. They're just labeled x1 and y1. Now, m, as you know, is the slope. Slope is written as m, and our slope is 1/2. Now let's write that equation with these new numbers in it. So here I've rewritten the equation with the numbers in it. As you can see, x1 has traveled all the way over there, y1 has gone right there, and the slope of 1/2 has journeyed right there. The y and the x remain the same. Now let's take this equation and simplify it a little bit. Just break it down, and eventually it will look a little bit more like that the slope-intercept form we saw. So how do we break this down? Well, first we need to get rid of these parentheses right here, and we do that by multiplying this 1/2 into the equation. So I'm going to do it down here, just a little bit of, I think I called it a rainbow when I first learned it. It's kind of funny, but... So 1/2 times x is 1/2 times x, and 1/2 times -2 is -1. Equals, over here, can't do too much, so we just leave it as y minus 3. Now here's our equation. We can simplify it a little bit more. You can probably see this -3 can be added, and over here can also be added. So let's get rid of that -3. We get y equals, these cross each other out, equal 1/2 x, and then -1 plus 3 is going to give us a positive 2. And there you go. This is the point-slope form of our equation. And as you can see, I rewrote the equation way up here, and it does match slope-intercept form. So by simplifying our point-slope form, we were able to get it into slope-intercept form. And from here, we can actually graph this. Okay, so let's graph this. And now where do we start? Well, when you graph something like this, it's actually quite simple. You begin by just putting 0 as x. What do you get? Well, 0 times 1/2 is going to give us 0. So it's just going to add 2, and y is equal to 2. So we know that y equals 2 is going to be right here. So that is going to be a point on the line. Now we can use that slope, the slope, which is equal to 1/2, to graph the rest of it. Now we know that slope, oh, I forgot my e right there. We know that slope is equal to the rise over run. So let's do that here. Let's go up 1, because our rise is 1, and over 2. 1, 2. That brings us to 2, 3. And then let's do it one more time, just for good measure. We go up 1, and then we're going to go over 2. That is leaving us right there at 4, 4. And now from there, you can actually draw the line. Let's do it in green. Switch it up a little bit. You can draw the line that goes right through all those points, and then that is the line that has point 2, 3 and the slope 1/2. Another way to check to make sure you're right is by inputting that point and seeing if you get it. So let's do that. Our point is 2, 3. Now let's plug that into the equation. Now here we are, down here, and I just inputted the number 2 into the equation. Now we know if we input number 2 as x, we should get y as the answer. So 2 times 1/2 is giving us 1. We add 2. 1 plus 2 you've done all your life, and 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. That number 3 is exactly what we wanted right there. So right there we just checked and confirmed that we were right. So to kind of recap everything, as you know, we were given a point and the slope. Using point-slope form, we simplified it all the way down until we got its slope-intercept form down here. Then we traveled all the way up here, and we graphed it right here. And then we finally checked our answer right there to make sure that we got it. And all those steps confirmed that we did this right. So that is how you get the slope after knowing only the point and the slope. Well, it's how you get the correct equation. And that does wrap it up. So if you are a little bit confused about something, don't quite understand something, be sure to let me know in the comments below. I will be responding as fast as possible to them, because I know you guys are probably doing homework or you got a test coming up, so I do want to respond as quick as possible. If there are other videos you want to see, also let me know down there. Leave a like if this helped, that would be greatly appreciated. But that does wrap it up, so thank you for watching, and I will see you in another video.